Welcome to my video about true birthstones and healing gemstones. My name is Nevran and I'm an astrologer, and I have been a jeweler for 33 years. So through the centuries, astrologers have always looked for ways to support their clients, to stabilize and support and harmonize aspects in the chart. So for me, I was always combining both areas of my passion, the astrology and the healing gems. I've even written a book about it. So what I want to bring to the table for you today is a new perspective, and to tell you that there are more than one true birthstone, as you have been taught by the Jewelers Guild. So from an astrological perspective, there are actually seven. Welcome to my video about true birthstones and healing gemstones. My name is Nevran and I'm an astrologer, and I have been a jeweler for 33 years. So through the centuries, astrologers have always looked for ways to support their clients, to stabilize and support and harmonize aspects in the chart. So for me, I was always combining both areas of my passion, the astrology and the healing gems. I've even written a book about it. So what I want to bring to the table for you today is a new perspective, and to tell you that there are more than one true birthstone, as you have been taught by the Jewelers Guild. So from an astrological perspective, there are actually several gemstones which are the right ones for you. And to know which one is your true birthstone, you really need to look into your birth chart and see which is actually the aspect you want to support, which planet needs support. And for example, where your sun is, not only in which sign, but also in which house, and how is it aspected with other planets. So for this, I invite you, and I hope you will enjoy. And every month I will present different birthstones. So over the course of a year, you will have a whole selection of possibilities. I love, love, love opals. I've done many jewelry pieces over my professional life as a jeweler. And as an astrologer, I know they're very powerful because they relate back to the outer signs of Aquarius, Pisces, Scorpio, and then of course it depends on the specific color range and sparkle and depths, which sign they're actually leaning towards. So in this video I want to discuss the healing properties of opals and what to look for, and how you can take proper advantage of opals you might own, or what to look for when you want to buy an opal. The underlying premise of my work with astrology and gemstones is the idea that each gemstone has more individual aspects in it than being just one birthstone for one sign. So when I go deeper into the opals, I will explain more about what planetary signature each of the opals are carrying, and explain a little bit more about that. These gemstone videos I'm preparing for you are of educational nature, because for so many years I have researched and worked with the healing aspects, the metaphysical properties of the gemstones, and I just want to share that. I also wrote a book about it, so if you're really into gemstones and astrology, you might want to have a look at it. It's called Jewelry and Gems for Self-Discovery. And I've created a program which creates what I call the Gemstone Profile Report, which is based on your birth chart, the moment of your birth, and it will give you a description of the healing qualities for each planet. So one stone, which is the most important true birthstone for each planet in your birth chart. So as you can imagine, it's not only important to know where your sun is, but then it's important to know in which house and what aspects are connecting to your sun, which then makes it very individual. And gemstones can be used to support and balance areas in your chart which might be challenging for you. And on top of that, they provide a nice focal point, like an anchor for specific high-end manifestations you are looking for. So have a look at this one, and now more about the opal. So this is how the raw opal looks like, and what stands out is that opals have no crystal structure, like you have seen raw crystal quartz pieces or tourmaline pieces, and there's an obvious crystal structure holding the individual molecules together. So not so with opal. Opal is kind of a siliceous jelly, so the molecules are layered one by one. So also it contains up to 30% water. So that is why if you're living in a very dry climate, your opal might lose water and might crack, or the color might change, or the opalescence will disappear. So it's always good if you own an opal to keep an eye on that you have enough moisture, and especially when you store it away in a safe or something, you might want to wrap it in a humid cloth or something. Opals consist of a family. So there's 3 different variations, roughly, we consider. So there is the opalescent precious opal, there is a yellow-red fire opal, and there is a common opal. So the common opal for the jewelry world is of no interest because it's just not interesting looking. So we do like to work more with precious opals, which can come in all kinds of colors, or we know the yellow-red fire opal. Here you can have a look at the different forms opal can take. So first of all, you have the white opal, and in the past it used to be the most known opal. When people would think opal, they would think in that direction. But in the last, I would say, 20 years, so many more different opals coming out of Australia where they are sourced. So the middle one here is a lightning-rich opal, very deep, very mysterious. And then on the right-hand side, you see an example for a fire opal. And here you see the just red one, which doesn't have any deep colors in it, but I show you other examples how they can look like. So let's start with having a deeper look at the fire opal. So here on the left side, you can see a fire opal embedded in the matrix, the mother material, how it grows. And on the right side, you see the fire opals and how they can come out with their sparkling colors in the more orangey, yellowish background or in the darker reddish background. So from the perspective of the metaphysics, the fire opal is considered the master of the energizing stones. It represents a warrior, the warrior standing up, expanding his territory. The wearer of this gem, we could say, is an adventurer, a pioneer, somebody who loves to discover new lands. So I have made many pieces with fire opal jewelry for people who were in need of breaking up sluggish energy when there are blockages in any chakra. the fire opal is a stone which will help to keep the energy going. And of course, chakra-wise, the fire opal would be considered for the first three chakras: first chakra, second chakra, third chakra, and depending on the colors, which one is the strongest, that's the one you would want to use it for. So the fire opal also is the archetype of the tantric master. So it stimulates our sexual energy, our life force energy rising up from the first chakra. So the fire opal is a very, very powerful, playful, juicy stone to have in your energy field. I used to make pendants of fire opals, and then many of my clients would wear them in front of their belly on a belly chain. So totally invisible, usually, when you don't do belly dance, but you know, it kind of brings your attention to your belly and the dantian, as the Chinese call it, the best place in the body. So it's really an overall energizer. So here's another example for the more translucent quality of the opal, the precious opal. And when it goes into that color arrangement, I would attribute it more towards Neptunian qualities. So Neptune, Pisces would be the association here. But then again, when it leans more into the turquoise, light blue direction, I would see it more as an Uranian stone. So these are wonderful examples for supporting your Aquarian nature, stabilizing your own self and your inner connection to your soul guidance. This one I would consider carrying both qualities, a Uranian quality as well as a Neptunian qualities. So this would be a wonderful ring for somebody who has both those qualities emphasized in their chart. Fire opals not only come in their reddish orange color, but there's also one we call the crystal clear fire opal. And this is kind of the female fire opal. It's transcendent, very brilliant, sparkling in many hues. So the crystal clear fire opal represents the Amazon woman, the strong and independent woman. She does not give her power away to her mate. She's a friend, a lover, and a true companion. And isn't that what we all aspire towards? So this stone connects us to the collective unconsciousness, so it has some Neptunian qualities on top of Uranus, Pluto, and Moon. So whenever Moon is involved, we have this connection to our own unconsciousness and the collective unconsciousness. And with that, all the treasures we can find there. There's a mine in Australia called Lightning Ridge, and it produces this amazing, beautiful, deep, sparkling kind of quality opals. So it has become its own quality name. So if you have a Lightning Ridge opal, you know this is really something very valuable. So the Lightning Ridge opal is what we call a black opal. So it has this very deep color, and the colors in it seem to come out of the depths. And that is a truly Scorpion Plutonic quality. Pluto is the ruler of the underworld. So these stones are seemingly connect us to what's under the surface and the riches of the underworld and what we can find there. So we could call the black opal or the Lightning Ridge opal the magician. So it's a true transforming stone, helping us to let go of things we don't need anymore and to move out of the ashes like the phoenix we know is carrying the highest potential of Pluto and Scorpio. So this is a good example for a boulder opal or opal matrix. So this is where the colors are mixed in with the mother material, the ironstone it has grown in. And they usually create very strong colored, sparkling varieties of opals. So this opal is the stone of the mystic, the shaman, the artist, the healer in all of us. So this is a stone you want to have for support for times of intense changes and challenges, times of transition and transformation. So depending on the color range, it's Venus, Mercury, Pluto, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune stone. So again, you have the outer planets, Pluto, Uranus, Neptune here, but you have Saturn for the ironwood, the matrix, and you have Venus for those beautiful, deep, colorful varieties we find here. So this opal in the blue, violet, turquoise color range works for the throat chakra up to the third eye. So this is where the Mercury connection comes in, and it gives us a more holistic view of things and helps us to let go of old mental garbage, thoughts, memories, issues that have been blocking our present thriving. So in order to engage in a positive change, we often must first surrender and let go of old structures and limiting beliefs and mental patterns. So this is a wonderful stone to support us in that. This is another wonderful example for an opal matrix where the colors are truly interwoven and just sitting on top of the matrix layer. So I love the opal matrix stones because they're so colorful and mysterious. They just talk to my soul, and they might talk to yours too. If you have not done so yet, now is a good
Bu akşam seminerimizi canlı olarak mobil uygulamamız üzerinden yapıyoruz.